welcome everybody to another glorious Cinephiles review here. I'm here with my good mate. That's Logan Myers over there in the Italian Riviera. I'm Henry Hill, and we're about to review Disney Pixar's latest animated film, computer animated film, Luca, streaming directly to your homes via Disney Plus. How you doing over there, Augusto?
Call me Peter Geraci. Forget about it. By the way, buongiorno.
Buongiorno, man. It sounds like you're a real authentic Italian.
Yeah, I look Italian, don't I? Anyways,
Yeah.
the newest film in the Pixar franchise. Huge fan of Pixar since the very beginning of Toy Story. They've been putting out some really great films as of late. Now having a 6-year-old son that watches these movies, watching them through his eyes, it's always a fun time. And this is yet another great entry. The last movie they had was Soul, which was Oscar nominated. Really great film. This time they take a different approach and some nods to older Disney films like Little Mermaid and Finding Nemo. But it's the story of these two Italian kids, or sea monsters, that basically go up on land to see the human world. And when they get out of the water, they turn into humans. They're not all scaly. And that sets up the story and a girl they meet along the way.
It's really a beautiful coming of age story between these two lads here. We have Luca and then his friend. Alberto. So yeah, it's a great coming of age story between Luca and his friend Alberto.
Luca was voiced by Jacob Tremblay. You guys may be familiar with his work. He was up for an Oscar, I think, with Brie Larson that one year in The Room. So he's been acting for a while. I think that is the name of the movie, The Room, not the one.
Yeah, The Room.
Yeah, The Room. And then we have Alberto, voiced by Jack Dylan Grazer from It, little young Eddie. Yeah, I love this kid. He was also in Shazam, really great up-and-coming young actor. I really can't wait to see where his career goes. But he voices Alberto, and this is basically the friendship, the bond these two boys have with one another, being lost, being these sea creatures, scary looking and living obviously in the water, and then coming up to land. They form this really great relationship.
Right. And at first it's not known that Alberto is a sea monster. But when Luca comes out of the water, he discovers that he turns into a human when he comes out of the water. So they form this really tight relationship where Alberto is sort of like the big brother who's been on land and is, having Luca take more chances in life. Luca's had a really guarded and sheltered life under the water as a goatfish herder, very structured living. His parents have him under their thumb pretty well, so he's not used to getting out and taking chances. So when he gets out of the water and he's hanging out with Alberto, has him take chances, has him live a little. Let's live a little. Let's have some fun here. And this begins Luca's obsession with the Vespa.
The Vespa. Yeah, throughout the entire film, he's like daydreaming about this Vespa, which is like a little Italian scooter. They're big in Europe. And but basically his mind is set on this. Alberto and Luca are going to get this Vespa and cruise around the globe, around the world together as best friends. As you think about as a young kid wanting to escape, just hanging out with their buddies and going for a cruise, never coming back. So that's their whole goal or initiative in this film. And sets up them meeting this character, Julia. Yeah, meeting this girl named Julia and her very intimidating father.
With a nice giant mustache.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
And one arm.
Yeah. Julia's really great. They have really great chemistry between the three. But they're meeting up with her. They're going to basically try to get involved with this race to make some money so they can buy their Vespa and cruise on out of this place.
Yes, and this movie is very metaphorical for, people being different, kids being different and treated different when they're growing up and feeling like they're outcasts. Here we have them as sea monsters here, but this can work in so many ways depending on, what background you come from, the color of your skin, obviously, your gender identity. This film deals with all of that, really, just being different and trying to fit in with society and how society reacts to you, when they find out who you really are. So it's not only a coming of age story between these kids, but it's also, dealing with all those things as well. So it's typical Disney Pixar fashion. It deals with, bigger things than just the surface story. You're dealing with real social issues and things that are happening in real life with growing up and dealing with things like age. And this one is all about these boys and growing up in here in Italy. And I got to say, I really love the cinematography and the way they captured the look of Italy here in this little small town, Porto Rosso, in the Italian Riviera. I thought that was really well done. And I read that the people involved in the animation went there and scouted it all out, and it shows up on the film. It looks really beautiful.
Color scheme, color palette in this movie is a lot of blues and greens and oranges, and really gives that really mellow vibe that you would expect being on like vacation in Italy, and it really captured that beautifully. That's how I pictured Italy. I've never been there, but that's how I imagined it would look, and they really knocked that out of the park. You know, the animation, cinematography is always well done in Pixar. They take their time making their movies, and that's why they're the best in the business.
They brought their A game on this one again. The animation looks fantastic. This one was directed by Enrico Casarosa, and he instilled a lot of his influences into this movie as well. You know, being Italian himself, being influenced by Federico Fellini, and you know, throwing in nods to all these great Italian filmmakers and their works in cinema. So there's a lot of Easter eggs in this film as well. And just even dealing with the underwater stuff, it's, you know, it was familiar. Obviously, we saw Finding Nemo, and we've seen Little Mermaid, like you mentioned. So there's a lot of similarities between a lot of the other Pixar films in this one. I thought the way that they did the sea monsters, they looked pretty cool. I liked how they were treated in this film too, as far as how the people fishing above saw them as monsters. You know, they'd get a brief glimpse of them in the water and think they're like the Loch Ness monster. But they're actually these little tame kind of creatures that are just looking for food and not really dangerous at all.
Yeah, they kind of look like Creature of the Black Lagoon. That's the way they reacted. Like, you had the fishermen out in the water, and then they see where the creatures come out, and they like flip out, and there's like money out. You have to like find and kill these sea creatures, which sets up kind of the end of the movie. But it was really funny the way they did that. But I thought, yeah, the design of the creatures, I thought that looked cool, and the way they transformed into humans was really seamless, and it looked really, really like well done.
It was clever throughout the film. They'd throw drops of water on them or step out in the rain, and you'd get a glimpse of the sea monster underneath the human. So they'd have to quickly hide so they wouldn't be spotted out in public there. And then one scene, Alberto, I think, grabs an umbrella to keep the rain off of Luca so he wouldn't be found out.
Yeah, I had a great time with this movie. I didn't really know what to expect. I didn't know it had to do with sea creatures at all. I just didn't really know what to expect, but I had a good time with it, watching it with Boatman. You know, he's always asking me in movies, like, who's that? What's happening right now? He was like completely quiet. And him laughing a few times, I knew he was into it. So I had a good time with it. Another great memory with him watching a Pixar movie and really fall into these characters and story and all the messages they have about being different. It's okay to be different. So I like what they did with that. You know, good messages for young kids growing up, and, you know, not fitting in with like normal kids, I guess, like play sports. They can be different and unique. So I had a lot of great messages here. Had a great time with it. Really great directing, cinematography, animation. I love the voice actors in this movie, and definitely one of the better films of the year. So I'd give Luca a 4 out of 5 Alberto hair pieces.
Everything really worked for me in this film as well too. It did feel a little familiar to me. I mean, there were some other movies, even that one that the movie Call Me by Your Name that came out a couple of years ago with the Cannibal Army Hammer and Timothy Chalamet kind of reminded me of this film too. So I think they took a little from that film as well, but it wasn't a complete copy of any films. It just felt more familiar than some of the other Pixar films that we've seen as of late. So I dock it down a little bit from that, but if I was a kid watching this movie, I would love it. You know, it deals with friendship and feeling different and how to fit in, and just like the overall being awe-inspired by life, like wanting to learn. How Luca in this film just, you know, he discovers how Julia has, you know, she's getting an education. She's learning about like the planets and the solar systems. So he takes an interest into learning, and that comes through by the end of the film. You know, his passion for more education and for you know discovering things in life. So this film captures that very well. I liked how all the three friends, Julia, Luca, and Alberto, how their dynamic worked. How, you know, Alberto and Luca were very tight in the beginning, and then they have some issues towards the middle. So it definitely dealt with some big issues here. This is a good movie for kids, I'd say, like like Boatman, like 6+, I'd say. My son was a little too young for this. We watched a little bit with the sea monster stuff. He liked that, but he's a little too young to understand, obviously, the deeper meaning behind the film.
Right.
Overall, I had a great time. I love the look of the film most of all. It's just beautiful, vibrant colors, captures the Italian Riviera. I am going to give Luca a 3 out of 5 Alberto hair pieces.
So that being said, we got more videos coming out very soon. We just posted a few really good reviews. I was really proud of E3 2021. We talked about all the trailers and all the news coming from that convention over the 4 days. Today, we released Star Wars Episode 6 and 7 of the Bad Batch review, the Amusement Park George A. Romero's long lost film, and more Loki reviews. So we had a lot of content in the past week, got more coming out this week before my big move. So stay tuned right here on our YouTube channel. If you haven't already, hit subscribe below.
Please subscribe and follow along with us. We'd love to have you along for the ride. And stay tuned. Yeah, we're going to be reviewing Loki tomorrow night. It'll be premiering on Disney Plus. So we're going to be reviewing, obviously, the latest episode of that, episode 3. And then we are going to be reviewing some more episodes of the Bad Batch coming this Friday, another 2 for you. So look forward to that. And then, yeah, Uncle Logan here is going to be moving. And the fellas minus Logan are going to be meeting up for a podcast on Sunday night. So we'll get that shot and get it out to you guys next week, hopefully. And I will be announcing the winner of the Godzilla versus Kong digital code fellas giveaway. So watch out for that on Thursday night. I'll be announcing the winner. So that has been our review of Disney Pixar's latest film, Luca. Logan and I had a great time watching this film. We hope you guys check it out and let us know how you felt about it. We have some great stuff to come, so stay tuned for some more great videos to come on our page, and keep following along with us on our social media where we post all the latest news. So until our next review, that's my good mate over there, Logan Myers from the Italian Riviera.
Buongiorno!
And I'm Uncle Aldo Rain. Buongiorno. Cheers!
Cheers!